Alright everyone, it's time for a major announcement. My editing days are effectively complete. Of course, I've completed over 400 edited works. That was what I was going for. Originally it was 100, and then it escalated and escalated several more times, and now I'm like, well, Amazon has, and this is coincidental, right around the time that I happened to finish the last work, has changed its rules with regards to public domain work. So normally I would edit them. I go through them line by line. I do a new forward, new cover art, explanatory material is needed, like with Taylor's Herbal. I did a explanation piece at the end for antiquated medical terminology. You're substantially changing the work, and so it is your own edition. But Amazon has now instituted a new rule that they have to be differentiated. So you have to either do footnotes, which doesn't make sense for some of the shorter works anyway, or they have to be re-illustrated, which means you have to hire an illustrator. Of course, if you just scribble a few things that have no bearing to the text, it doesn't count. That means that for the labor of love style works, which is mostly what I do, they're works that may sell 10 copies over the course of a year, because they're arcane. They're something that's very niche in nature, and not major titles. It makes no sense to continue editing for the most part. Again, over 400 works are available. Links in the description to both Blogspot and WordPress. You can check out the current offerings. I will be cleaning those up, and I'm considering making a website for the literature because there's so much of it. So what I'm going to focus on now is mainly authoring my own works, compiled works, and I will continue editing through new material, but it'll be for the purposes of putting them in compilations. So I've got several more that I want to do. One on the Freemasons. I wanted to do a theosophical standalone compilation, another one specifically. I would like to do something on the history of folk medicine. Like, there's already a folk medicine compilation, but it's herbal material, so it's actual recipes, etc. I'd like to do a more academic study of the topic because I've read and edited so many of these works, and I have a working knowledge of antiquated terminology and all of the recipes and stuff. I'm a human encyclopedia when it comes to that particular subtopic within the occult. Happens to be my favorite. Originally it was fortune tellers. I thought those were interesting, but then I realized how big a plethora of herbals there were. I said, well, that's right down my alley. I like plants and fungi and shit anyway, so it's go time. I will be eventually doing an academic work of some length. I don't know whether it'll be a full-length work or something more intermediate, more specifically rigorously academic. I'll be doing that. I'll be re-editing some of my old works. And of course, I'm working on a special work right now that I'm getting done as quickly as possible. And the characters in it bear no relation to real people. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's a work about leftoids fantasizing about Donald Trump and having like really random short story style sexual encounters with him of various degraded performances. And that's just a humorous piece, you know, because I looked at some of the leftoids and what they say about Trump, and there really is a weird sadomasochistic fixation with him. Like, they're obsessed with his body, with his pee-pee and stuff like that. And I figured there must be some underlying psychological basis to describe this particular ailment that they suffer with. Indeed, I think that I have managed to turn it into an excellent farcical work, so that'll be out probably January or February. And then, of course, I got to do my re-edits and things, compilations. I'm going to be writing a few more political works. Those, ironically, seem to be the best sellers. I can't even remember how many copies of Critical Race Theory Debunked I've sold, but it's in the multiple thousands. So I think it was a worthy investment of a few weeks' effort. I'll be doing all sorts of stuff. So my literary days are far from over. I'll be doing that probably until I die, actually, because it's fun, it's lucrative. It allows me to write, you know, something that's more scripted, because, you know, when I'm speaking in a video, there's no script or anything. At a maximum, there are a few notes off to the side or a link in the description that I'm referring to verbatim. When I'm writing, though, I can go back through it at my leisure. It can take days, it can take weeks, and I can make sure that everything comes through in a flowing manner, like it's not just, you know, like I'm speaking now without a script. And there's something to be said for that. Same advantage that I have when I make Substack articles, I would say. So yeah, you can look forward to many, many more literary works. It's just that I'm no longer doing the one-off edits. Unless it's a really important work. Like if it's something where probably it's going to sell fairly well, I'll get it illustrated, like a grimoire or something like that. If it's like a 50-page herbal or a fortune-telling oracle from 1895 or something, it's just really not worth the effort unless I'm taking some or all of that content and putting it in a longer work, of course, which is exempt from the illustration requirement because compilational works, technically speaking, you become author of. Of course, those have expanded forwards and other major changes as well. That's about all. Peace out.